That awkward moment when the Villainess show you're watching casually became Higurashi for a brief moment. Because truly, that girl's face and side eyes were Higurashi looks, let's be 100%. And I think I probably speak for a majority of people. When she had those scissors and she was approaching this girl, we all probably assumed haircut, right? Like, we're not just given the vibes of the show, she wasn't going to try to stab a fool. So when it's revealed that she bullied her by cutting her hair, saying, screw you, you're worshiping the devil, how dare you, betray Liz and go for Alicia, you're even growing out your hair, you're pathetic, blah, blah, blah. Pretty much what I'm expecting, but still, shitty thing to do. I'll be honest, that is one hell of a way to do a bait and switch because most people are probably not thinking she's gonna stab a fool. And because she then cuts the hair, they have the opportunity to not just pull the rug from under our feet, but take a baseball bat to our kneecaps and say, no, now she's gonna try. And to gouge her eyes out. When she held that, like, that was the way she talks about her look and how she needs. That bitch was gonna stab her eyes out. Wild shit. I got those full live reactions over on Patreon if you want to see any of my full and catharsis greatness. It's over there exclusively. So, incredible episode as per usual. And with the way things are going, I'm convinced for at least the next 5 years, this show's going to be unmatched in the Otome game Villainess style genre. Because this is just getting better and better. And Liz's character is remarkable. Like, she is. Without Liz's character, this show would be so much more boring. And if anything, this episode just continues to flex that she's not doing anything intentional. So at the end of the day, she had a very positive emotion, which in return made Gil almost like completely indoctrinated into being one of her followers. That is until Duke came in and, snapped in two. Look at it because here's the thing. If the anime wanted us to truly think she was doing this on purpose, she would be giving death glares and death smirks. There's one moment in this episode where she truly looks pissed off, and that's well after the fact. But when Duke storms off and takes Gil, a moment where she's truly trying to learn, she's truly trying to understand, the poor people and what to do with things. The fact that someone she's in love with came in, looked at her like a horrible, evil person, and stormed off like she was a worm. That's gonna make you pretty upset, yet she was just hurt. She wasn't pissed off or like, damn it, my plan didn't work. She's genuinely hurt. And I think that's what makes her character so interesting, is that she started out as a generic self-insert game MC. Someone that you would play with and have dozens of opportunities to romance and control the game however you see fit as the player. Now this has become a reality, and, the way the game is being essentially, or this world state is being pushed away from the pre-programmed state. You have what is supposed to be the Villainess, at this point has probably half the school actually worshipping the ground she walks on. We have a situation where she simply exists. Her feelings are her feelings, so if she's happy, it influences people. If she's sad, it influences people. And when she's incredibly pissed off, like, what am I doing wrong? Why are people attacking me? Because really, what is she trying to do at face value? She's trying to bring people together. And she's getting pushed away. We are accidentally creating a villain. She's not starting out as a villainess because she is this evil person. If anything, these past few episodes really to me say that she is a tragic character that is initially designed as this self-insert bland character to control the game state, now is actually progressing into being a person and being influenced by Alicia, who she genuinely respects and wants to be more like. Even if they don't get along, she's getting pushed away by not only Alicia, but all those that she cares about. And it's indirectly potentially turning her into a villain. Which, this isn't going to be the first time, if they go this direction, I've seen the villainess heroine dynamic flipped. But the fact that they didn't just immediately start out with that, but were indirectly potentially turning her into that, is such a more compelling character arc. And I know there's still going to be people saying that, look at this, every time I talk about this, I get people saying this proves that she's bad. I completely disagree. Could I be wrong? Sure. But given all the anime I've seen, and knowing how anime directing works, if they wanted us to feel like she was doing this on purpose, they would be giving her more reactions. When people aren't looking, she'd be getting pissed off, but she's hurt. She's genuinely hurt, and no one's looking at her. And hell, if you need any more, Mel has literally been investigating her. Now, she did discover something by the end. It kind of looks like a goddess in the book, meaning most likely she's essentially, the goddess in this world, and, You know, maybe that's where we're kind of implying it. But either way, Mel's been stalking her for how many days at this point and still wasn't able to turn up that, like, oh, she's like this horrible person. So to me, it's reinforcing everything. And when you look at Alicia as a character, despite her quote-unquote villainess roles, the fact that she comes in and, you know, here's this girl who, if we look back a couple episodes, is being a little more influenced by our girl, and in return, you know, wanting to be more like her. So despite the insane bullying she just witnessed, the fact that she's like, well, she really is taking after me, you think something small like that's going to do her in? Just brilliant character moments, and then it leads into a nearly Higurashi scene, which, Jesus, that almost got bloody. The thing, though, that I really like is the same girl who is being such a capital biatch, then ends up getting bullied at the end of the episode, and she ends up saving the day. I like the fact that despite such toxicity and hostility among so many characters, the show's not afraid to evolve them past that initial state. And I think with the way some people talk about Liz, hell, I used to do so as well. But this show has so many small details that are going overlooked, and it makes it way more complex in the character writing. The fact that this show is not afraid to go against what they initially are presented as and say people are complex and they evolve past depending on how they, you know, interact and learn and grow and stuff. In general, this is a 10 out of 10 anime. It's honestly criminally underappreciated with how good the writing actually is. A lot of people just look at it as Alicia is actually the heroine and this girl is the villain, and they ignore the fact that, yeah, but even if she turns into the villain, it's actually tragic. Imagine just existing. You had a bad day and your feelings affect everyone around you. You're causing car accidents. You know, just imagine what would happen, and you have no idea that's happening. You're just confused, right? She essentially, if we look at it from a realistic point of view, had her whole life where everyone did kind of worship the ground she walked on. Alicia came in, flipped everything on its head. She believes in a lot of ways, a lot of what she's saying is right, but no matter how much she tries to change to not only get accepted by her, but to do the right thing, she's being treated as an evil scumbag. And the people who aren't doing that, she just doesn't get, like, why they're being so toxic in themselves. That shit's amazing writing. You can't convince me otherwise. Like, it's really well done. Now, could they still go the route that it has been a ruse and she actually has been evil? Sure. But I mean, I feel like with how much we've seen in recent episodes, what's been confirmed is that her emotions, yes, 100% affect everyone, but given her facial reactions and stuff, I think she's just generally doesn't know, and I think that makes it all the more tragic. Your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got FBI, Old Do, Just a Micro, Lorena Frazier, Yiga Akabis, Dennis Jansen, James Reinhardt, Carlos Henquit, Jumpy Lion, Abraham Velquitz, and we also have Duncan Godwin. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You know, have a good one.